You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Dude podcast, recognized as one of the top 100 diversity and inclusion podcasts in the U.S. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And for even more positive and encouraging tips and strategies, I encourage you to check out my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, which offers unique ways to positively address the often divisive topic of diversity, helping professionals like you in your efforts to meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve. If you haven't heard it yet, I invite you to visit TED.com and check out my talk called What to Do When You Offend Someone, where I offer a positive and practical perspective on how to navigate unintentional offenses in daily life. To date, it's been viewed over 500,000 times. Check it out for yourself, and if you find it encouraging, share with a friend so they can be encouraged as well. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author or speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So, today I would like to share a few thoughts on making the women's history the future needs. Now, I know that phrase might sound a little weird to say, but as we embrace another Women's History Month, we get the time to make intentional efforts to learn about and remember the accomplishments of women throughout history. From innovative inventions, business accomplishments, and social justice contributions, many women have made significant contributions to the world as we know it today. Not only that, but I also appreciate efforts to go beyond the usual publicly celebrated and commonly acknowledged figures and acknowledge the lesser known but still significant accomplishments of women the world likely doesn't know, but who nonetheless made significant impacts in their families, extended families, and broader communities. It's a good reminder that you don't have to be famous to make a difference in someone's life. The world doesn't need to know your name or be celebrated in history books to be a part of someone's history near you and to be the inspiration someone around you needed to make a significant decision that changed the course of their lives. You may be the next world changer. You may be the person who inspires the next world changer, or you may just be a life changer for someone around you. And to that person, you can be their history. So, with that in mind and inspired by Women's History Month, I'd like to take a moment to share a few encouraging considerations regarding how you can make the women's history the future needs. Consideration number one: appreciate your unique contribution to the world around you. As a therapist, I hear too often the experiences of women feeling confined and overlooked in their professional and even their family roles. Too often, they are told that they're too much of something and not enough of the other. And while my radar is always up and up for ways in which feedback can be productive and insightful, highlighting the ways good intentions are having an unintentional negative impact, I've also found that these comments are often simply motivated by discomfort in unique perspectives, ideas, and contributions. The way things are unlike the way things have always been. And to this, I beg every woman listening to embrace and appreciate your unique ideas, perspectives, and contributions. Sure, there's a time for everything. There's a time to learn from how it's always been done, and there's a time to do things a new way. There's a way to pitch those ideas to increase their receptivity and initiate collaboration that everyone can benefit from. And then there's a time to accept that if it's not going to be accepted by one environment, you may need to find a new environment or create one all on your own. I can't tell you which time is today for you, but I do know that many of the women who are celebrated during History Month saw a lack of appreciation for their ideas and their perspectives and found a way or a new environment to share it with the world. And it started with their appreciation and valuing of themselves. And it inspired them to act on it. And only later did the world see and appreciate how awesome they always were. The second consideration is this: model the healthy boundaries that you want to see in future generations. As a therapist, I am pleased to see an increased appreciation for boundaries and other self care efforts these days. For many, it starts with breaking from the your purpose is to sacrifice all you have for someone else expectations of women that have been well meaningly perpetuated for generations. The first step is huge for many who need to realize that breaking from this tradition is not a slap in the face of the good intentions that motivated many to perpetuate it. And instead, it's realizing that it's merely a break from the manipulative aspects that many have used that message to share, intending to suppress women rather than uplifting them, and replacing it with a healthy and sustainable boundary. Now, let me be clear. Healthy boundaries doesn't mean just saying no to everything and everyone, nor does it mean to only focus on yourself at the expense of everyone around you. It means learning how much you have to offer to yourself as well as others, and finding a balance that you can sustain. You can care for others in a way that feels right for you for a time. And when that time is up, take some time for yourself to recover, to replenish. Not because you are more important than everyone else and even those in need, but because if you don't take time to care for yourself, you won't be able to use any of yourself for anyone else to help in the future. By this logic, caring for yourself is a gift to others, a gift of care. And consistent with today's topic, one of the most inspirational gifts you can give to future women is to learn how to and ultimately model for them how to balance self care and other care efforts. By doing this, you would not only be contributing to your own life longevity and well being, which is worthy enough, but also creating healthier environments that can pave the way for future history makers to truly shine instead of burning out with all drive and no balance before their own unique perspectives were ever realized. And finally, for today, consideration number three is this: you don't have to do it all yourself. I've appreciated the increased awareness these days of the negative consequences of the superwoman expectation. Sure, it's impressive when women have overcome odds and limiting circumstances to do great things. But this message has been blown up so much so that many women go out of their way to be the self-made woman that not only will burn out on the way, but also miss out on opportunities to collaborate with other women to make a difference. Societal changes these days have led to many social changes, such as feeling isolated. Friendship means something different than it looked in past years. Professional demands and expectations leave little time for energy outside of work to cultivate healthy friendships, and professional relationships are often seen as threats to limiting opportunities that seem available to them. But as I said before, if you come to the limit of opportunities presented to you, then consider creating new opportunities and how awesome it would be if you didn't have to do that alone. The women who appreciate their contributions and value the ever elusive balance that they can maintain in the process, more the women there are like this, the more women there will be to collaborate in this effort, cultivating supportive and sustainable environments to thrive in. And there'll be no telling what personal and professional innovations the world can see in the future because of the history that was laid out for them by women like this. With all that being said, my hope for you is that you would find your own way to be a small or large part of someone else's history. There is a famous quote that says, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." Well, this is an encouragement for you to be the history you wish the world will see, or just your community, or just a loved one who is able to look back on your efforts and appreciate them. Your hard work and the balance that you model, the individual efforts and the collaborations, your efforts as a part of an awesome system, and your bravery in stepping out and creating your own system. I appreciate every woman known to many or only known by a few who have been their best selves when people were watching and when they thought no one was watching. And personally, I appreciate all the women in my life, my mother, my aunts, my grandmothers, my cousins, the women in my community who all live their best lives, who I got to see be awesome and be imperfect, both struggle and succeed, and all while maintaining their integrity and their priorities, which not only inspired me to be the best person I could be, but who also laid a foundation for my daughters to be the best women they can be. I look forward to seeing what that future holds for them, knowing the history that was and is being laid out for them today. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to today's Diversity Do podcast. If you found it helpful and insightful, then be sure to like and subscribe so I'll know which topics you'd like me to share more on in the future. Share with a friend so they can be encouraged as well. You can also get my free guide for how your organization can learn positive and shame-free and empowering strategies for cultivating a culturally safe work environment for you and everyone on your team simply by visiting lambertsfisher.com/playbook. Or share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, available at Amazon.com. And don't forget to visit TED.com and check out my talk on what to do when you offend someone. I hope it inspires you and that you can share with someone else so that they can be inspired as well. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Want to own a home, especially your first? Well then, welcome home to the Old National Bank Down Payment Assistance Program. We're here to help you from start to finish and make getting a mortgage a little easier. Plus, you may be eligible for up to $15,000 to use toward your down payment. How's that for a little easier? Everyone deserves a place to call home and a bank to help get them there. Connect with an Old National mortgage lender to learn more. Old National Bank. Get old in your new home.
When she walked in on her first day at Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas, she didn't know a soul.
I'm Zion, and I'm a second year at DFC.
A year later, and so many changes for Zion.
I love my friends here. I couldn't do anything without them. We support each other all the time.
At Doherty Family College, Zion also finds support on the academic side. Like all DFC students, Zion can count on a team committed to her success. Doherty Family College is Minnesota's affordable private college option. DFC students earn their associate's degree and then can transition to a 4-year college or university for their bachelor's. Many are students of color or first in their family to go to college.
It's nice to see people that look like you pursuing an education, wanting to succeed academically.
Zion encourages any high school student looking for a college home to do what she did and apply to Doherty Family College.
All the support you can need is here.
Ready to make your move and experience Doherty Family College for yourself? Then schedule your visit to the Minneapolis campus at dfc.stthomas.edu/visit.